So today I'm going to talk about what is Dharma and what is religion, and also I'm going to talk about the statement made by Vice President J.D. Vance regarding his wife Usha Vance, faith, the Christianity versus the Vedic Dharma. So, and then also I'm going to talk about some of the goal of the lives under the Vedic Dharma and other path, four path of the life, and then other things. So now let's go to the things. Mr. Vice President Ben says one day he's hoping that his wife will follow his belief, the Christianity belief, which is that he believes that the Christian gospel has a better value, and he believes that that is the best way to do it for his wife and his children. Now, the the problem in this case, I'm going to talk a little bit later on this one. Either the Mr. Vance, he does not understand what the Vedic value is, Vedic Dharma is, or he does, but he wants to make a political statement. That is two things. Now, what is Dharma? Fundamentally, in Christianity is religion, not a Dharma. Dharma is the inherent nature of the thing that it gives you. That is Dharma. But also, the Dharma has the other meaning also. So now in Christianity, the people. So let's talk about in the Hindu, so the Vedic Dharma. Vedic Dharma, there is a four goal of the life people have. One is the people wants to follow Dharma, which is the righteousness or moral value, and natural law of the rule. And then another one is Artha, which is the money making, wealth acquiring and collecting. So this is mostly the Western society is morely focused in the Artha. And then Kama, which is the pleasure, love, psychological value. People, again, the Western society is mostly involved in the Kama, Artha and Kama. And then the moksha, and then the fourth is this goal is that you don't want the artha, you don't want the kama, and you want to extension from this whole world. So that's why you want to go to the moksha from this life. So liberation of the spiritual value and self-realization. So you want to do that. So after these four things, now Vedic Dharma, another these things, there are another part it talks about it. What it talks about is the people has four ways to follow the life. They have a four path or four mark, which is the Gyan Marga, Bhakti Marga, Karma Marga, and Raj Marga. So what is the Gyan Marga? Gyan Marga means you try to find out truth, facts, knowledge, and acquire, and then try to make useful for your life and others' life. That's the one thing, Gyan Marga. Then the Bhakti Marga is you pray God, superhuman or superpower, and then go to the temple and then do whatever the ritual things and other things as per the Bhakti Marga. And Karma Yoga is that the thing you do the duty or the things as per your duty and without expecting any results. And then the Raj Yoga means meditation. You do the meditation for your brain, and understanding and other thing to find out yourself. So the Christianity and the Muslim doesn't have a Gyan Marga or Gyan Yoga and the Raj Yoga. They have only Bhakti Yoga, which they go church, and then they do only the ritual, those kind of things. The Karma Yoga also, they don't have Karma Yoga because they want the result. So every time they do something, there need to be result oriented. So that's why the one thing they have it. And obviously Raj Yoga also doesn't have it. So now, going back, the questions about Vice President says about Christian gospel has a value and it's superior than the Vedic Dharma. So this thing is that, and then also he made another statement that he was also atheist before he became Christian, and his wife is also not fundamentally religious. Well, in Vedic Dharma, it is possible you can follow Gyan Marga, you don't have to be Bhakti Marga. But in Christianity, to be a Christian, you have to follow Bhakti Marga. So that's why, why the Usains was not able to explain or did not explain to the vice president, that is another part. So that's why we need to look at it to all Hindu or Hindu from India or Nepal. They are living in the United States or around the world. They need to understand what is the Dharma means. What they without knowing, if they are confused with the religion and Dharma is same, then it is wrong. They need to understand and explain other people. You can, without doing Bhakti Marg, you can follow only Gyan Marg. You can do only Karma Marg. You can do Raj Marg also. So that's why. So Vice President can follow Gyan Marg, but if he wants to do only the Bhakti Marg, it is okay. It is allowed. But you cannot say Vedic Dharma is Christian Dharma is better than the Vedic Dharma. See, now I want to bring you to this issue to how this thing came. So especially why the Vedic Dharma did not come in the Europe, Western society and Muslim society. This is the things that what happened. So now, see, the next question is coming is, excuse me, Jaran Mamdani. His ancestor came from the Gujarat in India, and he is Indian Muslim. So which means, see, in all Indian Muslim, including Bengali and Pakistani, they used to be Hindu and they were converted forcefully or other means by the Muslim attacker or assaulter or ruler. So in India was ruled by about from 13th century to 18th centuries by Muslim, and primarily the Muslim they did it is destruction of the religious architecture in the India, and then the mass slaughter of the Hindus like as a holy war, as a jihad against 11th and 12th century, and then they made a forced conversion the Hindus, and then various things, and then they tax the Hindus, so then they can convert the Hindus people to the Muslims, so then they don't have to pay the taxes. So basically, the Muslim they use the religion is to money, wealth, food, and suppress and torture other people. That's what we see it in a historical. So now let's go back to the British or the English, what they did. The British they attacked or assaulted from 1858 to the 1947 to the India. So look at it, what the British did. They were Christian that time. And so they created man-made famines, means they put a lot of millions of Indians in hunger and death. So that is, more than 10, 13 million people. Millions of people they killed by systematic way, and same way, and then by creating hunger, and then they also did a lot of massacre and brutal suppression of the Indian people when they asked their right or freedom or their fundamental rights or the natural rights. And then they also used that time to change the Christianity from Hindu to Christian people a lot of time. And they used that power and that torture and those things. Now, similarly, the British, it is alleged that a lot of wealth, over $45 trillion wealth, they drained from India to England. And the British destroy the indigenous or local industries and factories, and then supplemented by the British. And then also they prevented the regular farming, and then forced to the cultivate indigo and opium, and increasing famine, and then those opium they sold to the China, and then they do investment. Social structure also they destroy. So in India, and there are certain time in India, the British did, even by birth, some people are criminal. That's how they declare. And so, and a lot of valuable things, cultural things, they theft, they stole and robbed, like Kohinoor diamond and other things. So what happened? So why these British Christian people, why in India, and then they did these all kind of things. Now, so I'm bringing this issue is because, see, the Mamdani was, his ancestor was Hindu, were Hindu, and they were forcefully converted to Muslim, and then he became Muslim now. Similarly, now the British, when I'm bringing the Christianity and British rule in India, now the American Supreme Court, sometimes they quote common law from Britain, and then they copy, and then they try to give the decision here against or for against American citizen. Those decisions is un-American, unconstitutional. So so that's why the Supreme Court of the United States need to be very careful when copying or taking the British common law or British rules in America, because America is multicultural state, and then people need to able to understand and respect all culture and uh, all kind of people. Now, so going back to the J.D. Vance and Usha's matter. So what happens is, why the Indian American or Nepalese American are not able to teach their children what is the Dharma versus religion? Why they don't understand the things that they have it here? What they need to do it correctly. So this is the crisis for the uh, Indian and Nepalese Hindu American in the United States.